We are joined this morning by Dr. Chandler James from the University of Oregon once again. First of all, Chandler, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Zach. How are you?
Doing well. Lots to talk about as we get going today. Lots of controversial things coming out of the Trump administration's White House over the past week or so, but also kind of on the periphery of that White House. Let's start there with Elon Musk. He's been a busy man and making news headlines kind of across the board since the inauguration and beyond. What exactly has Elon Musk been up to over the past few weeks?
So Elon Musk has headed this new kind of White House appendix called DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, to seek out opportunities to cut back government spending.
Sure.
And he's been doing it with reckless abandon. In fact, this past weekend, he effectively shuttered the USAID, which, you know, is a major move, kind of unprecedented move. They sent out emails asking federal contractors to basically quit and get some kind of deferred package. And now they've gained access to Treasury payment systems, and they want to use AI to look at all the money that the government spends, and they've gained access through this to Social Security numbers and student loan information, private information for millions and millions of Americans.
Personal information.
Personal information.
Now, do we know much about the people who have this information in their hands? Obviously, Elon Musk is heading this department, but who's on that staff? Who has information of this? Is that even clear?
I think there's a huge lack of clarity regarding Elon Musk's role and the team around him. So he's a SGE, a special government employee. Basically, he can only work up to 130 days out of 365 days. And as a consequence, he doesn't have to disclose his financial situation to the government, which means that we don't know necessarily what conflicts of interest he may or may not have as in this role, which is particularly important. From the little that I have heard, a lot of the people around him are very young male engineers.
Okay. And I think it's important that you bring up that conflict of interest part, because he's already been someone who's been under suit from the FAA and then advised the Trump administration to change the FAA's leadership. He was in conflict with USAID, and now USAID is something he's suggesting shutting down. So that conflict of interest point, how much harder does it become to track if we can't see his financial dealings?
Well, I think it's very difficult to track exactly what his conflicts are. And I think that's why you're seeing so much pushback in Congress by Democrats in Congress and around the country, because they feel like it is a major takeover of congressional prerogative. There's huge conflicts of interest that abound through a lot of his activities, and it's very unclear how he the transparency around his particular office. Who's he accountable to, and what authorities does he actually have? A lot of these questions go unanswered.
Now, we have much more to talk about. We keep going on about Musk and his role all day long, but let's move into what we were just talking about in that last national story. Donald Trump yesterday at a press conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu mentioned that he wants the U.S. to take control of Gaza. First of all, did we have any foresight to see this coming, or was this one of those Donald Trump things where he's at a press conference, he says something, and everyone kind of scrambles to figure out what exactly is going on?
So from my cursory investigations into this particular policy initiative by Trump, the discussion of the U.S. taking control of Gaza was limited to a very small circle of close and high-level advisors. And many people didn't know about it. But it was discussed among the upper ranks of the Trump administration. And then only at the press conference was this initiative unleashed, and I think it even caught Netanyahu by surprise.
Sure. Now, this is a man who ran on No More Wars as part of his presidential campaign, and since taking office has made notions about taking over Greenland, the retaking of the Panama Canal, has now said something about taking over Gaza and displacing millions of Palestinians. Are those things that can occur in the same presidency that is proclaiming no more international wars, or will these things likely cause conflict?
Yeah, I think that many people say that he came in seeking to be isolationist, and instead it seems that he's proposing an expansionist foreign policy. I think a lot of people are tending to take Trump not so literally, but in this particular instance, it is concerning. I think that the people of Gaza have suffered a lot, and it does seem kind of cavalier. I think he described turning Gaza into the Riviera of the Middle East, which seems pretty blasé in terms of dealing with people who would be effectively removed from their homeland through this action. So it's not clear how serious this policy initiative is. A lot of people say that it's kind of dead on arrival.
Sure.
But who knows?
And he's proven he's taken something unconventional and proven us wrong before. So to always take that with a grain of salt, but also a little air of caution as well. Very quickly, we've got about a minute left. Speaking about those people in Palestine, or those Palestinians in Gaza, he's pitched a few places for them to go. They're saying no. Is there a way does that then again lead to that idea that maybe those people in Gaza may arise some conflict when approached about being moved out of their home?
Here's a term that a critic of this particular initiative, a senator from Maryland, put it. This might be tantamount to ethnic cleansing if the Gazans are displaced from this particular location and then forbidden from coming back in full force. I mean, Gaza is destroyed right now. It's devastated, and it will need rebuilding. But I don't know if keeping them from this land would necessarily be the right path to do right by them.
Absolutely. Dr. James, it's a pleasure to have you. Every week we'll have you back again here soon. And thank you so much for joining us and sharing a little bit of your expertise.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.